Hello, 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 beautiful people of the world. Welcome to the Happy Conversation Ideas Show, where you can witness thoughts, ideas, and stories of the happiest people. And we got a very special guest today. But before we start, to begin, let's forget the old myth once and forever that money is a bad and not important thing. Money is important. It is just important to buy food, clothes, the shelter, and the education it provides. The doctor bills it pays. Money is important to any person who lives in a civilized society. Nothing will take place of the money in the area which money works. So, what is money? Money is the harvest of our production and services as a person in which we can use the production and services of others. You will still hear people say, oh, money won't bring happiness. The earning in the possession of money has bought lot of more happiness than the poverty. So money is a warm home, healthy children, it's a birthday present, the college education, a trip abroad, and it means a lot of to help to the older people, and to the less fortunate one. We are not saying piling up too much money is important, but wealth is important. But why it is more important? Let's hear from our special dignified guest, Harvey Conner, who is a million dollar earner, author, former corporate trainer, CEO, and owners of the network marketing company. Welcome, my friend Harvey, to the show.
Hey, happy to be here.
Yes, I am so excited, and all the audience were so excited to be here too, as well, to see you and learn and witness and hear all your vast wisdom. So,
It's interesting what you just opened about money, because I've always said, when people say money isn't everything, I agree, but it's up there next to oxygen.
so true, so true. Welcome, Harvey. Thanks. So, my first question to you is, please tell us about your story from the farm boy to entrepreneur to the network marketing leader. You're one of the greatest and prominent person in North America and all over the world.
Yeah, well, happy to share that. We all have our stories. I'm speaking to you from my home, downtown Vancouver, and I grew up in the Delta Ladner area of
Okay.
British Columbia, and my parents bought a dairy farm when I was 5 years old, and I lived on that farm with my parents up until I was graduating from high school. And during the time on the farm, I developed some amazing work ethic. I had no choice.
Okay.
I had to get up every morning and milk cows and shovel manure. And I had to ride my bicycle in the cold winter for a mile up to a corner store where I caught a school bus to go into Ladner, BC, to go to school. And
Wow.
but I'll tell you what. As time went on, my parents, my mother was 44 when I was born. So, but she was just hoping for the day that I would graduate so my brother and I could take over the farm. Well,
Okay.
one thing I learned after 15 years on the farm, that cows do not have holidays. And and I was not going to spend the rest of my life being a slave to cattle. And my brother didn't want to do that either. And so I said no. So they said, okay, we'll sell the farm, but you got to go to university. And I didn't want to go to university. And that was another big disappointment to my parents. And the reason why I chose my path, in the moments of decision, destiny is shaped. And the reason why I decided to not go to university, during the time that I had my driver's license at age 16, I took a big interest in cars. And I started to buy these old cars and fix them up and sell them. And I realized that it was much more exciting and profitable to work for profit rather than work for wages.
Wow, I love that.
And if I had to go to school to get a job, I would be a wage slave to somebody else's company or dream. So I didn't want to do that. So
Yep.
I left school. I got out of school. And by the way, I was really successful flipping cars. I bought and sold enough cars from age 16 to 18. By the time I was 19, I was driving a brand new Corvette Stingray paid for cash.
Woohoo!
And anyways, the long and short of it is when I got out of school, I decided to go into car racing. Well, I didn't have no time to buy and sell cars. So I started getting a job, a job, and I had 3 jobs.
Yo-ho.
I used to work at Pepsi Cola in Burnaby. I used to load trucks as a forklift operator. I worked at a gas station so I could work on my cars. I had a magazine route, and
Wow.
I was always broke. and because I was trading time for money. And I got a call one day from a friend's brother who said, Harvey, if you had all the money in the world and the time to enjoy it, where would you spend your time and money? And I said, I'd have the fastest race car in the country.
Wow.
And he said, well, are you open-minded enough to come and listen to a presentation? I said, sure. So I had no business clothes. I had holes in my jeans, and they were not Armani's. They were just poverty jeans. And, but they were clean. And I went down and I sat in this meeting in downtown Vancouver, and I almost died because the presentation was selling cosmetics. And I thought, oh my goodness, I can't sell cosmetics because my friends are going to call me a perfume peddler. I'm a motorhead mechanic, not a perfume peddler. So, but I stayed and I listened. Yeah. And all of a sudden, my mind expanded to realize what an amazing opportunity that this company had. They said, hey, you don't have to sell cosmetics. You don't have to wear the makeup or put it on. You just need to recruit and build a team of people to do that. The company will train them and you'll get an override on the sales of the group. And I thought, hey, that sounds cool. So I was all in. Big problem. They wanted $5,000 to sign up for a basement full of cosmetics. I had $50.
Wow. $50 and a deal of 5,000.
So, but you know what? There's an old saying that, if you know where you're going and you have a strong enough why, you'll figure it out. You'll find the how.
So true.
I left there real in a hurry to find the $5,000. And I tell you what, short of robbing a 7-Eleven store, I put together the money. I got involved, and the first thing that happened to me that changed my life forever, two things. The guy that sponsored me, who later quit, but he gave me a book called Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
And he gave me a recording from Earl Nightingale called The Stranger's Secret.
Wow.
But here's what's interesting. That recording was a 33 1/3 vinyl record.
Wow.
That's how long ago this was.
Interesting. Yes, I know that. Yeah.
And I played that record so many times that I wore the grooves out and I had to throw it away. But what the idea of the record is that you become what you think about most of the time.
So true. You become,
all I wanted was fast race cars and a lot of money. I wanted to get rich. So that's what I was thinking about all the time. And then the Think and Grow Rich book said anything the mind can conceive, it can believe, it can achieve, right? So
true.
I can believe it. I'm going to achieve it. So I thought I was going to make $1 million my first year. And I mean, that's a little naive for a 21-year-old guy, right?
Yes.
But hey, I was thinking big. So the first year I was all in. I was passionate. I was the proverbial pain in the butt to everybody that knew me because all I did was recruit, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? I failed miserably. I only made $67,000 my first year, which was, you could buy a house in Vancouver for about $10,000. I made 70, I spent 80, but it changed my life forever. That's how I got started. That's
great. That's the wonderful story, inspiring and empowering, that how you started from scratch and for milking cows and going towards network marketing and have no education on that area. Well, that's great. Now, you've been into network marketing for more than 50 years. Yes, audience, it's 50 years. Most people don't even stay engaged for long. Many seems to changing the company, etc. And you have undergone and so strong than ever. You are, I believe, 70 plus 73 something. Yes, so what is the recipe for the success?
Well, the real blessing to me when I got started, I had already laid, as a result of my upbringing, my parents, the love of my family, I'd already had ingrained in me some very solid principles. And principles are forever, right?
True.
And one was work ethic. The other one was to never complain about anything. My parents were Christian, and they always talked about being grateful. I had a great work ethic, but because I started flipping those cars, I was actually developing some entrepreneurial mindset that I didn't go to school for, right?
True.
And I understood the limitations of trading hours for dollars. So when network marketing came along, and you don't go looking for it, it finds you. And they gave me those books to read. I just realized that I had to work harder on myself than my business, because the key to success was the mindset and how to develop yourself. And
Yes.
I memorized entire passages out of Think and Grow Rich and use those passages to train and inspire my new distributors, my new recruits. So
Fabulous.
that was what I was paying it forward. So I was always focused on developing and building people rather than building the business. And when you build the people, you build the business.
It's true. Very true. Well, that's a great answer on that one. Well, this is great strategy. Now, you mentioned earlier in the Vancouver time, in the early time, you earned money. So you earned almost like 70,000 in 1969, where when Vancouver, they were selling the home for just $10,000. That was a big money at that time, eh? So it must have been a difficult in the late 60s, I believe, to build an organization without any of the total technology, today's technology there, that we have available today. So how you were able to do so well without internet, cell phone, and all sort of new devices?
Well, it's really crazy you bring that up, because when I hear people complain today, and newcomers into our profession, that they have a hard time, building a business, I'm thinking, oh my God. I mean, when I got started, you're right. I mean, the only people I could sell to is those that I could drive to within my geographic area or my town, right? Yes. And we didn't have any auto subscription like Prime or anything. We had to buy the product and deliver the product. So, I mean, it was very slow going. But the equalizer that gave me the tremendous success was I was on a mission. And I was unstoppable from the point of, when I went out, I didn't go out purposely to prospect, to find people, but when I went out, I automatically did, because that was my mission and my purpose. And let me explain what I mean by that. One of the things that was stated by Earl Nightingale, he said, if you take 100 people at age 60 or at age 25, after they've been out of university or college for a few years, and then you follow them through age to 65 after 40 years in the workforce, there's only one that becomes rich, 4 are financially independent, 5 are still working because they have to, 36 are dead, and 54 are dead broke. Now,
wow.
So I just made a commitment, that I was never going to be one of those broke people, and that I was going to be rich. So I was going to be a 1 to a 5%er. And I was on a mission to save everybody I could reach, that they don't want to go down that path either. Come along. This is a life raft. Network marketing is a life raft to change those statistics. So I just was so passionate. I wouldn't get, anytime I went anywhere, I was standing in line for a coffee, not a coffee shop, but in a supermarket, washing my car. I would engage people. I was a people person. I just would compliment people, ask them about what's going on in their life. And if I could find some pain or some dissatisfaction, all I did, I just asked if they were open for a solution. And that's how I got around the technology.
Wow. Excellent. And you talk about the passion. So when you are certainly a passionate advocate for the network marketing business model, right? Even though I know that you have a purpose in the real estate also development in late 70s as well, like the other traditional businesses too. So why do you feel that so strongly about the network marketing versus any other types of business?
Well, the nice thing about it, I can give a really qualified answer to that, because I have been a real estate developer in Australia. I used to flip houses. I was a fashion jewelry giftware manufacturer with 3 factories and $100,000 a month payroll before I could get paid. So I know about traditional business. And from my perspective, as a veteran entrepreneur and successful network marketer, none of these other businesses make any sense to me. Because first of all, what happens is, and the best way to describe this is, somebody, if they want to know why I feel this way, they should buy the book called The Four Quadrants from Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki said there's 4 ways to making money. You either have You're a job, J-O-B, trading time for dollars with no leverage. You show up, you get paid. You don't show up, you don't get paid, right?
Yeah.
Then there's a small business, and all you've done there is buy yourself a job. Most people end up working in their business as an employee, taking care of business rather than having somebody else and building their business.
Yes.
So all you've done is become a slave to your own job, your own business. And then, but people that have systems can like franchising, they can exponentially grow their business, and they can go play golf while their managers are running the various locations. Well, most people don't get to that point. And the ultimate one is, of course, passive income. Yeah. And that gets to the next question, or the next part of the answer is that there's only two ways to become financially free. You either have to have a passive income from money making money for you with investment stocks, bonds, or maybe real estate, rental real estate, or you need to have residual income coming in from maybe the sale of books or records, recordings, or software, and residuals coming in all the time. Now, in the first category, people don't have enough discretionary capital to actually invest big enough to retire, and being a landlord is a big headache. But anybody that has a desire can be a network marketer, start small, and grow a business and become financially free from a positive cash flow every single month.
Wow, fabulous. What a great and impactful answer, Harvey. It's such a wonderful strategy you explained now. So what's the difference between having a job mentality versus an entrepreneur mindset?
Well, the real challenge for most people is that, the industrial age, getting a good job is actually an industrial age idea. And that was when there were factories and people would go on production lines. Well, today, it's the same kind of a thing, because people are maybe not on a factory production line building Model T Fords, but they're in a cubicle in an office tower, looking at a monitor screen and trading hours for dollars. And everything that people are told as they grow up, including their parents, is get a good job and work with a good company and retire, with a pension. Well, in today's business model, that's all destroyed, especially since the pandemic. I mean, job doesn't exist anymore, and it affected everybody. So here's the difference. The majority of the workforce, employees, it doesn't matter whether you're a blue-collar worker, whether you're a white-collar professional, they go through their life looking for a better job, a bigger title on their business card, better benefits, more pay, and also more stress. But so what happens is, the difference between them and an entrepreneur goes through life looking for just one great opportunity, because they know if they can hook up to one great opportunity, it's the equivalent of a lifetime of work.
True. So that's excellent.
That's the difference. And you know what? Grant Cardone, he says that opportunity is more important than money. And also that without the right opportunity, talent has little or no value.
So true. I agree on that. Yeah. Well, what a wonderful answer. I'm so happy that the audience are also enjoying this one. So tell us, what are the biggest challenges for a new distributor faces with the network marketing these days? Because there are so many kind of network marketing companies, and how to identify. So what are the biggest challenges for distributors?
Well, the first challenge is the connection challenge, how they actually get connected to a network marketing opportunity. When you go get a degree or a skills course or take a special training, you then have these credentials and you go looking for the right employer. But you don't go to school to get a degree in network marketing. So how you end up with network marketing is whoever gets to you first.
Yes.
So what happens is, a well-meaning friend who is all excited about their newfound path to riches or their miracle cure product comes knocking on your door and wants you to look at something, right? But the problem is, they didn't go to school to learn about how to evaluate the companies that they're looking at. So it becomes a blind leading the blind. And as a result, if I got to you first, you would never be in any other company. But if somebody got to you before me, then you drank the Kool-Aid and you are hooking your dreams to a company that may not live up to your expectations. So what
true.
happens is many times, and most times maybe, that the first company you join in network marketing is not your last one. You're going to be looking again because you will be disappointed. Now that causes a problem, because if you are flipping over and changing companies, your friends are going to look at you and say, hey, you were like on drugs the last time you talked to me about your company. What happened to that one? Why is this one better? So every time that you make a switch, you are lessening your personal credibility with your warm market contacts. Yeah. So I always say you've got to make sure you find the right company that is a fit for you, and you need to know the right answers to make their educated decision. Number one. So that's the first challenge. The other thing that happens is that some of the best prospects are business owners, right? And because they know about business. The problem there is a lot of traditional business owners will discredit network marketing opportunities due to the small startup costs. They don't consider it a real business. Well, that is such a warped mentality. I mean, investing $100,000 with a $15,000 a month rent and employees and all that, how is that such a wonderful choice to have a traditional business? I got started for less than $1,000, and within 18 months I was making over 6 figures a year with no overhead and no employees and nothing. So that is. But getting back to your question, when you are recruiting your team, here's something that my mentality, my mindset. Okay. You know, in Vancouver, we used to have the Grizzlies. We lost them. I'm a big NBA fan. So let's say I wanted to start a NBA franchise in Vancouver. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go build a team. So I'm going to look for my 3-pointers, my guards, my shooters. But I'm really, really, really looking for a LeBron or Curry or somebody. Curry and all, yeah. They're going to take me all the way to the championship, right? So when you go out and start recruiting, don't recruit the bottom fish in the barrel, right? You want to build a team of leaders, winners, business-minded, entrepreneurially minded people. And when you do that, your business grows because their circle of friends, the people they hang around together, they are like-minded, so they're going to grow the same kind of people.
Excellent. Well, that's a great answer, Harvey, you have shared on that. So most of the time that they tend to not to do the due diligence about which company market will be good for them. So I usually say in network marketing that if you don't love your product of the company, how would you sell to others? So it's good to understand that, try the products. You see that whether you can be the first customer or not. If you cannot be the customer of the company, how would you sell to somebody else?
That's a very valid point. Unless the backbone of the business model, ultimately you want to have thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of customers consuming the products on a reorder, and hopefully a highly consumable product, life-changing product that's efficacious, right? So, but if you wouldn't buy the product and consume it yourself, and you're only getting involved because you want to make some money, that's not a good reason to join the company. So true.
I agree. Strongly agree on that, because there is no emotion and feelings behind the product. How would you try to sell and to convince in a positive way to others to become distributor and be your followers? Great. So next we move on that. So according to this now, what are the biggest mistake people make when they're investing?
Oh my goodness. Well, they first of all, they should, when they come in, they first of all need to invest in themselves.
I love that. That's what Warren Buffett says. The biggest investment you do it in yourself. I agree strongly.
Right. And understand that one of the key way to get successful is that you have to develop your people skills.
True.
People hate being sold. They just hate being sold. I hate being sold. Yeah. People love to buy. And so what you got to do is to be an effective communicator, and you learn to ask questions to see whether there's a fit. And, I don't recruit everybody because it's like trying to push wet noodles up a hill. If they don't have the desire and the sincere willingness to learn and be coachable, I can't do anything for them. So number one, you've got to have the right mental attitude to build a team, and people got to be willing to plug into all the systems, take the training, get involved with all the self-help books, motivation. I'm aligned a little bit with, on a superficial level, but I'm aligned with John Assaraf with Inner Size, which is all about how to program the brain and how to be more than who you are. So the learning curve is very steep in network marketing. It's like nothing you've ever done in your life. The blessing is it's a very short learning curve.
So true. I agree on that. Well, now we have a lot of young entrepreneurs and immigrants in this country, and we are filled up with called cosmopolitan city and country. And so this question regarding to that, like how to recognize opportunity when you are young, because you as a young entrepreneur. So, but the trend has changed now. A lot of immigrants are here and people are highly educated too, no doubt. But how to recognize opportunities when you are young?
So how do they recognize what? Pardon me?
The opportunities, because we are bombarded with so many opportunities. How to recognize that so young people can not get drifted out?
I guess when it comes down to network marketing, I guess the simple answer to that would be buy my book.
Okay, well that's great. I'm gonna ask you about that question soon.
Because what I bring to the table is 50 years of experience, and I've served in every single capacity in the network marketing business model. I've been a $1 million earner as a distributor. I've been a consultant. I've been a coach. I have been I've been a field development vice president to develop leadership, and I've been a CEO and all that. So I know it's like an insider playbook on everything that you need to know about the business. And in one of the chapters, chapter 2, I have quite an extensive chapter, everything about network marketing, all the industry statistics, the countries, what it is not, what it is, the kind of people that are attracted to it, whether it's a fit for you. I mean, it's fully, it's a checklist, and it's all generic. I'm not promoting any company. It's all about how you evaluate a network marketing opportunity.
Great. So I know there is a plague, but a lot of people are, while I guess, driving or listening somewhere. So please tell me about your book and the name.
Yeah, the book, of course, is my first 50 years of network marketing, from survival to significance. Now, I want to address the subtitle.
Yeah.
When I first got into network marketing, it was all about me. I was a broke farm boy. I liked nice cars, nice things, and so my goals were pretty much materialistic. And I still have a passion for nice clothes and nice cars, but they were the top of the list of my goals, right? And so it was only, and one of the things that I found out, and it was a stark realization, I remember when I was 26 years old, I had just started a company in Australia, and my dream car was a Ferrari. So I went out when I was 26, I bought a brand new Dino Ferrari. And I ate, slept, and dreamed in that car for weeks at a time and never went in the house. I'm just kidding, of course. But after I had it for about a couple of months, it meant nothing more to me. It was just rubber tires and another car. And I didn't even wash it. And people used to write their name on my car. Why don't you wash your Ferrari? Because it was a materialistic result of my dreams and goals, but it didn't give me fulfillment. And Tony Robbins says that the ultimate failure is success without fulfillment.
So true. I agree on that.
And so I just, on that note, I just decided that I needed to bring other people up with me. The nice thing about network marketing, in the corporate world, you climb ladders, and then when you get up to the top, you pull the ladder up, and nobody else can come up to steal your corporate position. In network marketing, you put down 100 ladders and bring them all up. So I realized when I started working harder on other people, developing other people, that's when success really happened and when I felt fulfilled.
Excellent. Well, everybody, I highly encourage, whenever you can get a chance, to get your copy soon with your autograph as well too, which I got my autograph copy as well. Thanks for giving me that. When it was released, it was an honor that you gave me one of your 10 before the 10 books you sold out there. Great. So now, during this new trend in modern industry, sometimes some spouses making more money than the other one. Now, the question is how to protect love relationship from not getting too egoistic about money.
Whoa. It's an interesting thing. Here are some of the hard facts, though.
Okay.
Do you know that there's about I guess there's probably about 119 million people involved, registered as direct sellers or network marketers in more than about almost 100 countries.
Okay.
You know that 85% of them are female.
Wow, I knew it, but I want to know from your side because you are the great grandfather of the king of network marketing. Wow, 85%. Can you say it again, please?
The figures are a little bit skewed because there are 3 or 4 major billion-dollar organizations that are primarily all women, like Mary Kay, and so they're all women, you know. But here's it's the interesting scenario that I see all the time. Women are more open to entrepreneurship because they can break the glass ceiling of the female gender in corporate America, and they also they get away from any sexual harassment situations that have occurred. And so forth. But here's the interesting thing: when I see a married couple come to a meeting or a presentation, even online and Zoom, the husband comes along. The wife's all excited, and the husband, he says, "I'll support you, honey, but it's your business." Okay. And then the woman goes along, she gets her first $10,000 check, and the husband says, when she starts to get an award or a recognition, he says, "This is our business."
This is our business. Oh my God!
To answer your question, though, more to the point, is
please.
that one thing for sure, and I've lived this experience. In order to be successful in anything, you have to be passionate. If you're not passionate as a leader, you'll have a lot of uncommitted followers in your team. So when you're passionate, when you're married or in a relationship, if you don't grow together, you will grow apart. There's just no stopping it. So it's really, really important that you focus on conversations and make a commitment to grow yourselves personally in your relationship, grow yourself together in business, and understand ultimately that that it's a together business.
Together part. It's for together, nothing to get egoistic about one is earning more or less. Yes.
By the way, you're a big Think and Grow Rich advocate.
Yes, I'm a international certified instructor from Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill Foundation, being a first Indian in 1.3 billion people.
Yeah, I know.
And being a first male Canadian, yes.
I'm so proud of you on that when I heard that. But I remember there's a chapter in Napoleon Hill that hit me really hard when I was 21, 22 years of age. He said about sex transmutation, right?
Yes.
He said that men in life don't work to impress men. They work to impress women. A man can only look good in the eyes of a woman.
I agree.
Whether that be in the woman he's chasing romantically or their wives or whatever. So it is that inherent power of a woman to get, if they're doing it on the wrong way, they can destroy a man's ambition. So I was a shy guy, right? I was really shy. So I just buried myself in my business because I didn't want to be challenged by going down the wrong track, chasing too many women that might get me off track.
I know.
But here's the thing. Women now in today's world, and the statistics that we show it, the big challenge now is men feel threatened by women who feel themselves as equals. And a lot of men have an ego problem trying to keep women beneath them as codependent. That is old thinking. That is old mentality. We're all humans. We all have a brain. We all have what we believe in, and treat each other as equals, and we'll do great.
So true. Thanks so much, Harvey, for highlighting your golden nuggets and practical strategy and examples about the egoistic, because money can break any damn relationship. And I've seen since childhood. I grew up with all the multimillionaires around, and I've seen most of the biggest issue, the motives usually. There are 9 motives, as we say in Think and Grow Rich book, but one of the 3 first motives are love, sex, and money. These are the big 3 motives. Plays a big role in any human's life. and they can make it or break it if we do not control over that.
You know,
Okay.
I have one
Yes.
last comment. One of my earlier investors in a company when I first moved to California was a multimillionaire, and he's unfortunately, rest in peace, he's no longer with me. But he said to me one thing. It was a statement he made, and I'll never forget. He said, "Harvey, we talked about money, and he said, Harvey, remember one thing: money is a great a slave, but a horrible master."
I like that. I like that. I'll take that to my consideration. Okay, so now let's jump to our second round. This round called Make the World Happy Round. So your short and sweet and humorous answer are welcome. Now you have to choose one, Harvey. What will you choose from time, money, love, or sex?
Time.
All right, great. Next,
I have to say, time. I've always felt that, but time is like a roll of toilet paper.
Yeah.
The smaller the roll, the faster it spins, right? So
Yeah.
one thing I noticed, I'll be 74 next month. Time just keeps flying. So I want to live to about 150. So time is important to me.
Excellent. I'm on your same group, same boat. I'm following you, but I'm not that old. But I would love to live more than 100, definitely, to see the world and inspire and learn a lot. Okay, next. What is most powerful? A thought or an idea or a story or all three?
Okay, a story.
Thought, an idea, or a story. What is most powerful or all three?
Well, it's a combination of three, but you know, an idea without the entrepreneurial mindset or being able to make it a reality, it's worth nothing. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a combination of three.
Combination. Yeah. Okay, all right, fair enough. Now you've been in this industry for over 50 years, and you've been a wonderful, successful entrepreneur, millionaire, and you've met all the things. My question is, what is the prediction of 2022 next year?
Well, if I may be so bold, just to tie it together with what I'm doing. First of all the decades that I've lived on this planet, and been through every imaginable economic turbulence, anything that's ever been disruptive to humanity.
Okay, all right.
This is the first time in the world that no one was safe, no immunity. In other words, it didn't matter what the job was, it didn't matter the profession, small business, or whatever. People's lives were, totally changed. Okay. So, in the Chinese character set, the character set for what is called crises is the same as for opportunity.
Okay, wonderful.
So the greater the crises, the greater the opportunity. So as we come out, some of the biggest, most successful businesses have already started during the pandemic. And for network marketers, this was a blessing because Google had millions and millions and millions of searches every day, people dialing in, work from home. How do I work from home? How do I make money from home? And that's what we deliver. That's our product. We have an income opportunity from home. So the legitimate companies in network marketing grew exponentially during the last 15 months. And 22 will be the biggest year in the history of our industry.
I believe so on that too as well. Amen. We all deserve greatness, happiness, and wealth too as well. Next, what and who inspired you to be the happiest person?
Probably my mother.
Okay, well, that's great.
Because anytime I was bullied when I went to school, and I hated going to school because I was afraid of the kids, and I ended up getting stomach colitis because I'd be on the toilet having diarrhea before I went to school because I was afraid to go to school. Okay. And my mother always told me that I was as good as anybody else. Nobody was better than me. And anytime I complained I couldn't do something, she said, when I said can't, she says, can't's a coward, too lazy to try. Yeah. And so therefore, I just felt really, really internally strong, even though outwardly I was fearful. But I want to share one last thing about happiness.
Yes.
My default position as a result of that is happy. That's my default.
Excellent. And that's
and what happened is, I will never forget, in my I've been married a couple times, unfortunately, but my first marriage was with this lady for 12 years. She woke me up one morning And she looked at me and she said, you know, you're weird. And I said, what do you mean? She says, I've been with you for 12 years. Never once have I ever woke up where you weren't smiling from ear to ear and happy and bounced out of bed. Are you weird? Is there something the matter with you? And I said, what do you want me to be, sad and unhappy and worryful? Because that's who I am.
Yes, excellent. Thanks so much for sharing this. Okay, next. How do you know if someone is broke? Now, you have recruited tens of thousands of people in the world, and you know in and out someone is rich and out. So how do you know someone is broke?
You know, actually, broke's not a bad thing.
Okay, all right.
Because you know what?
I agree.
Tony Robbins says that in life you need a desperation or inspiration.
So true. Okay, next.
So if they're broke, I can help them change that. If they're poor, that's to the marrow of the bone forever, because it's a mindset.
Okay, well, that's good. It is a moral duty not to be poor, I believe. So
that's right.
So, and how do you know if someone is rich?
Well, certainly not by the car they drive.
Okay, all right. Next, good. I agree that. Okay, what is the quality of rich and happy people?
Oh, progress.
Progress. Excellent. Okay. Never say that specific word or a sentence when a man is angry. Never say a specific word or a sentence when a man is angry.
You mean how I would respond to it?
Yeah. Let's say with you, people should not say something to you when you're angry.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, that's an unfair question because I very rarely ever get angry. I could probably count on my hand 4 times in my life.
Okay, all right. Fair enough. I like that. We'll skip.
So
okay,
I'm at a disadvantage to answer that one.
Okay, great. Now, imagine if God makes you a woman for a day, what will you do more of or less of?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't look at myself at my gender.
Okay.
I would be all that I'm capable of being.
Excellent.
As a human, and also grow myself. And what I wouldn't do, I would try to curtail one of the most evil forces that destroys mental attitude, and that is to avoid the force of jealousy.
Okay, wonderful. What a wonderful answer you have given me. I have so many guests on my show. This is one of my favorite answers. Okay, next. What is the best money advice that you have ever received?
Oh, stay clear of fast, easy money schemes. The lure of easy money clouds good judgment.
Excellent answer. Love it. Now, what is the worst advice you have ever received?
Well, I didn't act upon it, but the worst advice in my industry is that, Harvey, just sign up and I'll start putting people underneath you and build your team for you.
Okay. That's good. So that's very intelligent. Okay. Now, do you still make money while you are sleeping?
I sure do.
Oh my goodness, that's good. I would have loved it. I knew it, but I wanted to know.
Warren Buffett reportedly said that if you don't find a way of making money while you sleep, you'll work until you die.
Aha, excellent. I like that. So beautiful. Now, what is your secret of your health?
Whoa, well, attitude number 1.
Okay.
And also I have a good lifestyle. I'm not in the gym every day, but I try to be mobile. Yep. And I attribute where I'm at in my life right now. For the last 9 years, I've been taking some scientifically breakthrough products that have changed the whole world when it comes to what we call biohacking and nutrigenomics. And my blood work that I get done annually shows that my blood work is that of a 25-year-old. Wow. And I've also never had a cold, flu, or bug for about 4.5 years. Never been sick.
Wow. That's why I knew it. You are such a healthy person, happy and rich. All combination is very rare to see. Wonderful. And world will also get some inspired with your answer too. Next. Do you agree that one should pick a spouse who is better than the other?
Depends upon how fragile or strong your ego is, your self-image.
Okay, I agree with that.
I like strong women.
Okay, perfect. That's good. That's why there's the big and a very common saying is that behind every successful man, there is a wonderful, beautiful man, beautiful woman who supports him throughout the life. I strongly agree that the moral support of a woman is way, way, way
Very important.
very important. Yeah. Okay, next. If you had to live over your life again.
By the way, that's one woman.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Never have multiple things. No. Okay. Harvey, next. If you had to live your life over again, what would you do differently?
Nothing.
Okay. You're happy and content. I'm so happy.
Let me just put one statement to that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who watch me, and I've made some mistakes, and I've been cash flow broke a few times.
Okay.
And not a good place to be. But I'll tell you, it never affected my attitude and my self-image because I knew I'd just get back on my feet faster, stronger. However, my friends who always like to give me a dig every once in a while say, Harvey, that was the stupidest thing you ever did. You wouldn't listen to me. If you had an opportunity to do it over again, would you differently? And I said, no, because you see, all of us are sum total of life's experiences, good, bad, or indifferent, right? True. And I'm happy with who I am. There's that word happy, right? So I'm happy with who I am, how I turned out. I don't need anybody else to make me happy. It's an inside job. I am happy. If I did anything different, it may have turned out different and I may not be the person I am. So I wouldn't change anything.
I like it. Be happy with whatever you are, wherever you are, however you are, in any country, any language, any education or without education. Be happy and content.
That's
I love that. Excellent. Next, how to make life decision quickly?
Well,
I know it takes time and patience, but I want to add on, but I want to know this very critical question, actually.
Well, let me just say this. One common trait of very successful people, regardless of the size of the decision and the implications of a wrong decision, most successful people either have enough accumulated wisdom from life's experiences to have a resource in their brain to how to know what to look at or how to filter that, and enough self-image that they're supremely confident. So the common trait is successful people make decisions very quickly and very seldom ever change them.
Change them. Exactly. I like that.
People who have a problem are always taken forever to decide and then quickly changing them as soon as something doesn't turn out the way they expected it, because it validates maybe they made the wrong decision in the first place.
I love that.
Rather than stick to their guns.
I love that answer. Thanks so much, Harvey. Next, what superpower do you wish you could have with you always?
I have it.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so you don't want to disclose to the world?
Yeah, I'm very deeply rooted in my Christian beliefs and faith.
I love it. Amen. Amen to that. Yeah. Thank you, Harvey. Amen. Yeah. Next, do you consider yourself good with money or love?
Good with money.
I like.
Here's an interesting side note on that.
Okay, please.
One thing reason I say I'm good with money, I am not a impulsive buyer.
Okay.
Even in my early day, and maybe it's because I grew up with the respect of money from my parents and saw how hard they worked and ended up with really not a lot. For example, if I walk into any kind of a showroom, whether it be a brand new car showroom or whether it be a Harry Rosen for a new suit or whatever, and the salespeople, of course, they're on you right away, and they start trying suits on, and then they'll say like, they look in the computer, we only got one this size, and, all the tactics. And they'll say, can we put it aside? And I'll say, I'll tell you what, you can put it aside. Can you hold it for 24 hours or 48 hours? But I'll never buy it on the spot. Huh. And then I won't come back for maybe 2 days. And if it's still there, it's meant for me to buy. If it's not there, it saved me the decision.
So I love that. That's a great answer. Okay, next. Choose one. Who will be rich? The person who says, I want lots of money, or the second person says the exact amount to earn it, and put a deadline to serve it.
The latter.
Okay, so there are two type of people. There are people say like, oh, I want a lot of money, but they don't define it. But there are second type of people who set exactly amount of the money, and they put deadline on it, and they try to earn it. So who will be the richest one?
I need to qualify my answer.
Okay.
It depends the motivation of what they're trying to achieve with that money, right?
Okay.
Because here's the thing. We live in this instant gratification society, and everybody wants to be rich so they can live this opulent lifestyle with cars, clothes, apartments, condos. But the problem is, and I watched one of your previous shows, even some of your most successful, wealthy people were times where they had millions of dollars in assets but were broke because they couldn't even pay for a meal.
Yeah.
So the key is not how much money or assets you got.
Okay.
Financial freedom, according to Harv T. Eckert,
Yes.
Robert Kiyosaki, is a cash flow, a positive cash flow coming from passive or residual income. And you're financially free when you can, for however long you can live the lifestyle you desire without ever having to go back to work. You don't need to be rich to be financially free, and that's where network marketing is such a blessing. So if you're thinking about setting up a goal to be financially free, hey, this is how we do it.
Excellent, Harvey. Now, okay, next. Now imagine if you would be the host of this show and I would be the guest, what question you will ask me?
Well, because of my interest of people, just like you're interviewing me, I really want to know more about what your purpose is. What is your why? Or if you won the lottery tomorrow, what would that change? And would that change anything in your life and what you do, how you do it, or whatever? Those are some of the questions I'd probably want to know.
Okay, well, thanks for asking this one of the preeminent and profound question. I would like to give you the best answer of my intelligence would be my purpose and my why is definitely serving others with passion, compassion towards the knowledge and skills and talent I have. So serving others with passion, whatever the line of field I'm expert in, one, and if I win a lottery, and what I'm going to do is I'll be happiest person more than that, no doubt. But with that money, I will still serve other people to make them more happier than where they are. So as in my opening sentence in my show, I said that money is not a bad thing. It is a good education, helping the poor people and the fortunate people. I have seen till my age so much of luxury and money. I think if I will win a lottery, obviously I will try to help people where they need more than me. So that is my why and purpose too. And serving others is my passion and why. And I found this way to do the show so that people can hear the most happiest people like you, their thoughts, ideas, and stories, so they can get inspired and empowered and make the world the happiest place. Okay.
Great answer. And that is what you will do.
Thank you. Thanks, Harvey, my friend. Okay, next, we are all getting close. This is the second last question. So what is your favorite word or your quote?
Favorite word.
Or maybe a quote.
Oh, here's a quote. I've been saying, there's two quotes that I have.
Okay, please go ahead.
One that I say quite often to others and one that I say to myself.
Okay, please go ahead.
The first one is, may you be better for knowing me, not less because of it. If I can't bring value or enrich your life in some way, I've failed. So may you be better for knowing me. The other one, I am a very passionate advocate of self-talk.
Self-talk. I like that.
What do you say when you talk to yourself, right?
Uh-huh.
So I have been programming my self-talk for 58, 60 years. And here's what I say. And I'll say it out loud when I'm driving to myself in the shower or whatever. I say, day by day and every way, through the grace of God, I am getting better and better.
I love it. Day by day and every way.
Every way, through the grace of God, I am getting better
and better. What a wonderful, wonderful quote.
I try every day to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday.
Lovely. How can I improve myself today? This is also one of my questions I ask myself in the morning. How can I improve myself today? How can I be the best friend and the best lover and the best, an entrepreneur in the line of my field too? And I can coach and consult other. Okay, this is the last question of the show, and we will wrap it now. What is your message to the beautiful people of the world?
Well, I would say, first of all, you have within you the innate God-given talents to be, you're more than enough, and to be able to achieve anything that you dare dream that you want. And just realize that everything in life is a dichotomy. You must be willing to fail in order to succeed. You must understand that the greater your dreams, the bigger your dreams, the larger the obstacles. They're all proportionate.
Okay.
So a lot of people will take and break. If they have a dream, they'll build up all the obstacles they can so it overshadows their dream, and then they give up before they start. But somebody that's self-image, self-confidence, and believe in themselves and in God, whatever that big dream is, they will then figure out the how and break it down into little bite-sized chunks. And life is a cinch, inch by inch. It's hard by the yard. So just pursue your dreams. Never give up. You're never a failure unless you quit.
I love that. Thanks so much, Harvey, for sharing your precious time, your wisdom, your thoughts and idea, and your story. I know you're one of the happiest, richest, and very kind person on planet Earth, and we need many, many more positive souls like you.